Welcome to the deep dive. Sometimes the deepest insights, they don't come from research papers, do they? They come from stories from people's lives.
Exactly. Human
Yeah.
stories have this incredible power.
So today we're diving into one of those stories. It's a really powerful narrative about a family in Afghanistan facing just immense hardship.
Hmm.
And our mission here is to, well, unpack the journey of this young boy, Abdullah, and his family. We want to pull out those surprising details, the emotional nuggets that really tell you something important.
Yeah, themes of sacrifice, love, loss,
Mm-hmm.
the stark realities of their life. It's all in there.
Right. So let's jump in.
Okay, well, what really jumps out at you immediately is how the story just, boom, drops you right in. There's no gentle setup.
No, not at all. It starts with this really raw, visceral scene.
Yeah, father hitting Abdullah, which the text says is the first time ever.
Right, because Abdullah wouldn't stay home.
Yeah.
And you can almost feel it, Abdullah blinking back tears, his ear ringing. But it's Pari, his little sister. Her crying, shouting, Abdullah! That just instantly tells you how much she relies on him. Completely.
And father, Sabor, his reaction isn't just, pure anger. The description says he has this pained look. There's a struggle there.
Definitely. He even throws a rock, like he's testing Abdullah's determination.
But Abdullah keeps coming, and father just motions him along. It's this silent thing, acknowledging that fierce loyalty even after the violence. It really sets the stage for these complex bonds.
That persistence is so key, isn't it? It shows how Abdullah's life, right from the start, is really defined by his connection to Pari.
Totally. And when he catches up, she gives him that little gap-toothed smile,
Mm-hmm.
slips her hand in his.
It's their ritual, sleeping tangled up together every night. You get her innocence and his fierce protectiveness straight away.
It's like she's the one pure thing in this really tough world.
And this bond, it also hints at the family's past loss, doesn't it? Subtly.
It does. When father says Abdullah should have stayed with your mother in Iqbal, Abdullah thinks, she's your wife, my mother, we buried. That little internal correction. Wow. Yeah, it just shows how grief is always there, under the surface, affecting everything. And it's not just an internal thing for Abdullah. The landscape itself plays a huge role.
Oh, absolutely. Tell us about this desert setting.
Well, it's described as just vast, blazing hot, copper-gorged sandstone cliffs.
Mm.
And the silence, just breathing and the wagon wheels creaking.
Sounds intense. Forgiving is not a word you'd use.
Not at all. Immense, silent, unforgiving. And it kind of mirrors the father, Sabor.
How so?
He's described as thin, but like with these incredibly strong muscles, like rattan strips from a lifetime of hard work, a hard face, hawk-like nose. He embodies that harsh world.
Right. And then we get this story, this incredible detail about Abdullah's character through Pari's feathers.
Ah, the feathers. Yeah. She has this collection in an old tin tea box.
With the bearded Indian man on it.
That's the one. And the best feather, the prized one, is this iridescent green peacock feather.
And how Abdullah got it. That's the core of it, isn't it?
It really is. It tells you so much. He walked all the way to another village, haggled for it, and traded his only pair of shoes.
His only pair. Just unbelievable.
Came back with split heels, shooting pains. Just think about that sacrifice, trading basic comfort, his shoes, for his sister's happiness.
It's more than devotion. It shows how, in their world, love and suffering are just intertwined. It's shaping him, even at that young age.
Absolutely. And then the contrast when he gets home.
Heartbreaking. His stepmother, Parlana, is there making naan.
Yeah. Described as thick-shouldered, rough hands. Not graceful like her name, Butterfly.
And Abdullah wishes he could love her like his own mother, the mother who died giving birth to Par.
3.5 years before. And his memory of his mother's face is fading.
But he remembers the lullaby.
Vividly. I found a sad little fairy beneath the shade of a paper tree. It's so poignant. That contrast, the visual memory fading, the sound remaining.
And Parwana, she's complicated too.
Very. Loves her son Iqbal and mourns Omar, the son who died. But Abdullah feels like he and Pari are, well, the phrase used is another woman's leftovers.
That's harsh.
It is. But then the source also shows these surprising moments of tenderness from her.
Right, like sewing a dress for Pari, teaching Abdullah to crack eggs, making corn husk dolls.
Yeah, so it's not simple. It's nuanced. It shows how complex families are, especially when dealing with loss and duty.
But that moment with the peacock feather, that's just pure.
Completely. He gives it to her, and her face just lights up. She covers his cheeks and kisses, cackles with joy.
And his pain just vanishes.
Exactly. It shows that power, that almost transcendent power of giving, of sacrificial love, even when things are incredibly hard.
And that love, that bond solidified by the feather, it's not just a feeling, is it? It's tied to his role.
Definitely. The narrative makes it clear. Abdullah, at 10, has been Pari's main caregiver since she was a baby.
Walking her, bouncing her, changing diapers, baths, everything.
And he believes this is his purpose, why God made him, especially after their mother was taken. It's a heavy burden, but also his identity.
That sense of purpose is, well, it's profound. But it also puts Pari's innocent questions in a different light.
Like when she asks about Shuja, the stray dog.
Yeah, Shuja, this poor, mutilated, fighting dog who apparently never fought back but is just completely devoted to Pari. She asks if he's sad, if he'll get hurt.
It just highlights her purity, doesn't it? Even surrounded by harshness.
And then she asks him that killer question.
When I grow up, will I live with you?
Yeah. And he tries to gently say, you won't want to. But she insists. For always and always.
Oh, the irony. Knowing what's coming.
Yeah.
It's almost painful to read her certainty.
It really is. And this leads us to Father Sabor and the really hard realities he embodies.
Right. The hardness in him.
Yeah.
Sees the world as just indifferent, full of endless work.
And his belief, that's devastating.
Nothing good came free.
Yeah.
Even love. You paid for all things, and if you were poor, suffering was your currency.
Wow. That's not just a tough outlook. It's like scarcity and pain have fundamentally changed what love even means to him.
And you see the roots of it. The story mentions the oak tree.
The oldest thing in their village, Shadbat. He remembers swinging on it as a kid with Parwana and her sister.
But now, he's too tired from work. He often refuses Pari when she asks him to swing her. You see his face just collapse as she walks away.
Like innocence lost, or maybe a burden he just can't carry anymore.
And then there's the revelation about his son, Omar.
Who died from the cold. And Father blames himself. Thinks if he'd just worked harder, found better work.
He could have saved him. That guilt is immense. And the image of him carving Omar's grave marker.
With a sickle moon, just like the moon in the sky, it's so potent. Grief that just never leaves.
And all this hangs in the air as winter approaches. There's this unspoken dread.
Which makes Abdullah even more scared of being abandoned, especially remembering Omar dying in the cold and dark.
Yeah, that fear is palpable.
But even with that dread, Father tries to, I guess, project some kind of future. He talks about building a guest house.
Right. Getting Abdullah to mix mortar,
Yeah.
telling Pari she'll be in charge of the water.
It feels almost like a desperate attempt to hold things together, maybe. And Abdullah backs Pari up, even when she's disappointed. They share that burden.
Then the journey shifts. They go to Kabul.
And the description of Abdullah seeing the city for the first time, it's brilliant.
Total awe and overwhelm, right? Traffic lights, shops, restaurants, horse-drawn carts, Gary's.
It's such a massive contrast to Shadbag. He's amazed by a factory that just makes bread.
Yeah. Something so ordinary to us is a total wonder to him.
Yeah.
It immediately shows you the gulf between their worlds.
Their link in Kabul is Uncle Nabi.
Parwana's brother. Handsome. Works as a cook and chauffeur for this wealthy family. He represents that different city life.
And he seems kind to the kids, laughing with them, a little moment of warmth.
But then they arrive at the Wadati house, and the class difference just hits you hard.
Describe it.
It's this elegant, white, multi-story house. High walls, metal gates, beautiful garden. Inside, Abdullah sees a porcelain toilet, a glittering sink.
And he thinks about water just coming from a tap instead of hauling buckets from the village well.
Exactly. It's not just about money. It's about dignity, basic necessities. And it instantly makes Abdullah feel,
Gertie.
aware of his own dirtiness in this pristine environment. That psychological impact is immediate and powerful.
And the Wadatis themselves. Mr. Wadati is quiet, remote.
While Mrs. Wadati does all the talking, offers them cookies, makes Uncle Nabi blush. There's a dynamic there.
You get glimpses of her past, too, right? Photos with another man.
Yeah, hinting at maybe a different life or unfulfilled things.
Mhm.
And Abdullah remembers her visiting Shadbagh before.
Where she made a show of sitting on the floor while Parwana felt ashamed, veiled.
That contrast again, performative empathy versus real vulnerability.
Mrs. Wadati has complex views, too. Calls Kabul an island, too pleased with itself.
Contrasting it with the real Afghanistan of the countryside. She talks about the people's sturdiness, humility, dignity.
Which makes Mr. Wadati tell her, quietly, stop it, Nyla.
Yeah, a fascinating little exchange about her own, maybe conflicted perspective. And she's a poet, recites Rumi for Pari.
And she says she wants a child around the house. A little noise, a little life.
which Abdullah's senses comes from somewhere deeply splintered inside her. Hints of her own hidden sadness.
And all this is building meticulously towards the truth they haven't spoken.
The painful realization. It starts when Mrs. Wadadi suggests taking the kids to the bazaar. Mr. Wadadi just kind of huffs.
And Abdullah just wants to go home, right now.
Oh, yeah.
Back to Shadbag, back to their simple, known life. He senses something is deeply wrong.
The bazaar is loud, bustling, stalls, haggling, but then they get to the shoe stall.
Ah, the shoes.
Mrs. Wadadi picks up a pair of new yellow sneakers for Pari.
Such a bright, clear symbol of a different life. And such a contrast to Abdullah's worn sandals and everything he knows.
And that's the moment. The truth crystallizes. Mrs. Wadadi looks right at Abdullah.
And says,
"You think I'm a bad person?" She knows. She knows what this means, what she's doing.
"Oh, man." And Abdullah.
He just breaks. Silent tears at first. Then his voice cracks. "Please don't do it."
Gut-wrenching.
And Mrs. Wadadi starts crying too, leaving these black smudges under her eyes. She tries to justify it.
This is for the best. It really is, Abdullah. One day, you'll see.
Her own pain, her conviction. It's heartbreaking how someone's idea of best interest can be so devastating for others.
But Pari has no idea.
None. Her eyes are dripping with gratitude. Face shining with happiness, skipping in her new shoes, completely oblivious to the transaction, the sacrifice.
Her innocence is just unbearable in that moment.
It really is. Shielding her, but also a massive burden for Abdullah and for the reader.
The aftermath described is just as powerful, father cutting down the oak tree.
Violently, with a cloud over his face, even though they need the firewood. It's an act of pure despair, anger. The home is broken, symbolically and literally.
And Abdullah gets a secondhand coat, finds a small yellow feather inside, like a ghost of Pari or the life they had.
And her absence is everywhere for him now. She hovered, unbidden, at the edge of Abdullah's vision.
Like dust on his shirt in the silences.
He dreams of being alone in the desert, seeing a flickering light, that deep fear echoing. He wishes for a potion to forget her.
But knows it's impossible. There was no forgetting. It shows how loss just permeates everything.
Absolutely. And from this loss, he makes a decision, a resolution.
He realizes Shadbai isn't home anymore. Not without Pari.
His days were numbered. He planned to leave after winter, just walk as far as his feet would take him.
Finding some kind of agency, a new path out of that suffering.
And he holds on to one image for hope. It's incredibly powerful.
The falcon feather.
Yes. The one Pari originally found in the desert. He pictures it twirling in the wind across miles, landing right there against all odds for her to find.
And that image brings him
wonder then, and hope too. It's this tiny flicker of light in all the darkness, a testament to resilience, finding hope even after the worst kind of loss.
What an incredibly moving journey. We've really walked through the emotional core of this family's life. Abdullah's love, his sacrifice, the harsh world, the sorrow of separation.
It really lays bare some universal truths about family, about loss, and how people find ways to endure.
It leaves you thinking, doesn't it, about the marks that love, given, taken, sacrificed, leave on us.
Definitely. And how, even when everything seems lost, people find that flicker of hope. How those connections, those sacrifices shape us forever, even when circumstances change completely. Think about that one act, trading shoes for a feather. Seems small, but it defines his entire life, his purpose, and ultimately fuels that defiant hope he carries forward.